install and play right now for absolutely free. Well, free being that you're okay with giving up your mental stability and soul, of course. These games have a reputation for holding some of the most toxic gamers around the world, paired with one of the steepest learning curves you could ever imagine. So if you're planning on trying it out without a helping hand, just letting you know you're bound to have an absolutely pain-filled experience and completely waste your valuable time. Speak to anybody who consistently plays either of these games and they'll tell you just how miserable and frustrating it is. Yet they keep on playing it. God, man, my team just won't fucking listen to me. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill something. I'm gonna fucking kill something. Hey, look, I found another game. But what's worse than sinking half your entire life trying to understand and learn one single game? That's right, trying to understand and learn 2 MOBA games at the exact same time. I have played both Dota 2 and League of Legends for over 10 years, so I guess you could call me an absolute psychopath. And although I may not be the best at both of these games, do not look at my rank, do not fucking look at my... I still think that my decade-long experiences in both of these games do hold some kind of value, of whatever you think it's worth. I'd like to share my experience with you guys and analyze the sort of similarities and differences both these games have to each other. Examine what truly makes them unique from one another, yet also similar at the same time. And what better time to upload this video than now, since both Worlds and TI are happening at the exact same time. Also, these types of videos are really clickbaity and do very well in the algorithm, so why the fuck not? First of all, League is way more fast-paced, like a lot more. I think a perfect way of describing it is that League feels more like a fighting/action game, whereas Dota is more on the strategic side, like a sort of chess game. I think it's mainly due to the fact that League has a lot more one-shotting and burst damaging abilities as opposed to the extremely long duration stuns that are in Dota. God, let me fucking move! The average game time is also much shorter in League, averaging around 20 to 30 minutes, or 15 if you have the mental fortitude of a toddler, while games in Dota can easily go on for longer than an hour, which, yeah, does make the games more exciting and fun to play, but my God, does it wear you down. I can maybe fit in like 2 or 3 games of Dota before feeling mentally drained and exhausted, but since League games go extremely fast, I can easily play like 15 games in a row and feel absolutely nothing, just completely nothingness inside. I'm just fucking dead inside. Both communities suck and are toxic as shit. I mean, what do you expect? MOBAs are just filled with man-children who just can never work together. But I will say that in God's honest truth, at least in my experience, League is way more toxic, and it's not even close, which is quite ironic since League has a way more stricter code of conduct and profanity filter built in. In Dota, you're mainly going to be hearing things like noob, trash, dog, things you would see in a 2000s MSN chat since everybody that plays Dota is a complete boomer. Whereas in League, a game that's mostly played by edgy teenagers are going to be coming up with the most creative and honestly quite hilarious ways to flame you whilst also trying to dodge the automatic profanity filter. I have seen things like please commit unalive, Alta for IRL, and one of my personal favorites, I hope your future child ends up being as much of a vegetable as you. Something really cool I like about Dota is that you could stop some of your abilities halfway during its cast time, allowing you to sort of fake out your opponent. Something really cool I like about League is being able to combo abilities with Flash, allowing you to pull off some fancy combos like Keyblading on Yasuo or the infamous Lee Sin Insect. This is pretty much already globally known, but I'll say it again. The girls in League are quite nice. I mean, Dota has some pretty nice waifus too, but it is okay. Okay, I'll be honest. It's pretty pathetic if you compare the two. Both games are very difficult in their own respective ways. However, Dota is obviously way harder since it just has more depth to it, like certain strategies and macro that just doesn't exist in League, or at least to the same level. I would say that most of League's difficulty stems from mastering your champion, their matchups, and their strengths, whereas Dota's difficulty comes from learning how to move around the map as a unit with your team. Drafting is hands down way more important in Dota than it is in League. Picking the wrong hero into a bad matchup in Dota is 10 times worse and can honestly be the sole reason on why you lost the entire game, which is why you see a lot more one-tricking in League than in Dota. Sure, bad matchups definitely do exist, especially in the top lane. However, they are somewhat salvageable, thanks to the nature of recalling and help from your jungler. In Dota, just be prepared to watch your enemy freeze the wave and deny creeps from you over and over and over and over again. Thankfully, you are able to farm the jungle
Bro, what is this?
In Dota to
this
catch up
light shit
behind.
he
This
has,
is something
man.
that's quite
It's
majorly
literally
different
so
between the
bright.
games. In League,
right?
the entire jungle mainly belongs to a
I
specific
don't know what
person on
his
each
settings
team known
is,
as
but
the jungler, whose
fucking
main job is to
Christ.
stay hidden, only farming the neutral
So
groups in the
bright.
forest and to help gank and take objectives around the map. This role is arguably the most important since they set the tempo and are the main playmakers of the game. Every objective and team fight is mainly revolved around the junglers, which is a shame since for some reason the only
This
people
is
that
why
seem
it's
to play this
unplayable,
role
jungle to play jungle.
On the planet. In Dota,
the retard and more who don't understand objectives.
Farming it is absolutely necessary to keep your net worth up and to get those items at good timing. Items in Dota can be extremely overwhelming since a lot of them have actives. Blink Dagger, Force Staff, Yule Scepter, Refresher, Magic Wand, Satanic, all of these items are incredibly important, and using them at the right times can be the deciding factor of winning or losing the entire game. Most items in League are just as powerful but are mostly passive, either giving you a bunch of stats that make you overall more powerful or just activating automatically initiated by one of your attacks. The only item you really need to keep in mind is your Mythic, which most of the time has an active ability. Also, as a side note, this is just my opinion, but I think Mythics fucking suck. However, something I do like about League is the
I don't even know what a Mythic is.
Death is close.